Yeah, I think we need a couple of, yeah, we can get started
You sure?
joining in.
Okay. All right, can I get a,
Mary Catherine.
Thank you. It's nice to meet everybody, or nice to see everybody. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Maggie, you want to start off with a motion for approval on the minutes?
Certainly. I so moved.
Okay, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, me too. Hey, Zara, is there anybody that would like to make a public comment? See none?
None.
Okay. Dr. Chong will not be joining us today. He had a conflict. So Seraphin, I'm going to turn it over to you and welcome everybody.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to bring up presentation to share with everyone up on my screen. Okay, this is acting a little slow. While I get into presentation mode, let me go ahead and, can you see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and not getting into presentation mode, but we'll start with the update from purchasing. They currently have one solicitation in progress, which is a request for qualifications for specialized engineering services. The submittals or proposals for this request are due February 10th. So I just want to remind everybody that every so often, every 3 years, or sometimes we do it sooner, we do a refresh of our pre-qualified vendors list of professional services. In this particular case, we're soliciting for specialized engineering services. This will include geotechnical services, environmental hazardous services, surveying. So they're special engineering services. And so they'll all be solicited at the same time. And once we have that review, we'll bring it back to you for approval. At next week's board, we will be asking for approval for 3 items that were recently bid. One of them is consulting services for the selection of the ERP software. A second is the approval of list of vendors for moving services. So this is the same as what I mentioned as specialized engineering services. We currently have a list of approved vendors, but that's about to expire. So we need to renew that list. So that RFQ just completed late last week. And so you'll be getting that being asked next week to approve a list of 5 qualified responses. And then we also had a bid that opened last week, Baker Hall Lab renovations. We had a healthy response of bidders for that one, 8 bidders, and our low bid came in just below our estimated budget. From the previous board meeting, an award was, a contract was executed for the Schoen Farm Ag Portables. This is for the site work and the installation of the classrooms at Schoen Farm that we previously moved from Santa Rosa campus. And then there's a few upcoming solicitations that the purchasing department is working on. One of them is the Garcia Hall renovation. Another request for qualifications, and this will be for architectural services. Again, this is general, so that we have a list of qualified architects that we can solicit from on our various capital projects. And then the Newman Hall LED and AV upgrade that's should be coming up for bid soon. And that's the report for purchasing. Next will be IT. Kevin Snyder will start off that update.
That I will. Thank you. Good afternoon. Um, I'm pleased to report that the project Lipstick on a Pig upgrade of the IT section of Busman Hall is proceeding apace. We're making some really good progress. Paul Wilhite, the PM for that, the new guy, he's doing a great job on that. So we're really enjoying working with him. The district, well, to take a half a step back, courtesy of COVID, a lot of companies have gone belly up, and one of the industries that's doing very poorly is box office software, since no one's going to box offices or theaters. So we ended up having to purchase a new product, a new service called Audience View, which apparently is a big dog in this particular arena. We've basically purchased it for theater art, but we're hoping to standardize this software. Previously, music, dance, athletics all have contracted out with different vendors, and we're trying to standardize on a single vendor. That will be a process, I'm sure, but that's the direction in which we're heading. We're hoping to have the credit card terminals set up and tested this month, and hopefully we'll be fully armed and operational by the end of the month. Although we're not actually selling tickets to anything yet, but we want to be ready in plenty of time. The district's also implemented a new student digital ID. You may have seen an email from Pedro Avila on this. I think it was yesterday. And rather than a physical ID card, this digital ID card, which you can have on your phone or through your computer, will give similar access in addition to discounts on the Santa Rosa city bus line. So that's continuing to be built out, but it's already in production and it's doing really well. So we're enjoying working with student services on that. Serafin? The fibering construction part of our show is complete. We did have a little glitch where some of our conduit got dug up, but it's been tested and certified that all of the connections are intact. The conduit was repaired and the warranty's intact. So I'm very pleased that it turned out to be what could have been a big deal, turned out to be a very small deal. So I'm very happy to report that. And also happy to report that all of the district servers are now migrated from our old virtual infrastructure to our new upgraded virtual infrastructure, our Hyperflex setup. And we're hoping to get more and more things moved into our new part of the data center very shortly. The fan test, I believe, is happening this week so that we can certify the fire suppressant. We're making very good progress on that as well. Unless there are questions, that completes my report.
Thank you, Kevin. Next is Media Services, Greg Wyckoff.
Hello, everyone. Just a couple of quick things. A year or so ago, I reported to you that we were removing our 11 production racks in Media Services and Doyle Library because all of the analog video and audio processing equipment there is basically antiquated. Analog video has gone away. Everything that all of that equipment did is now done with a few $100s worth of software. So that's been a huge improvement in technology. So we've repurposed the space where that rack was, and you can see in the picture on the right, you can kind of see the pattern on the floor where that rack used to be. But we've repurposed part of that space as a production office. And that office replaces the production office that was removed for the Doyle remodeling on the first floor, where we added the two small classrooms / large conference rooms. And then you can kind of see in the inset in the picture on the right what a modern video production workstation looks like, as opposed to that huge wall of equipment that used to be there. Next slide, Serafin. The other thing that we are working on currently is replacing all of the Immersive Solstice hardware. That's the device that allows mobile device casting. So instructors or students can cast to the room media systems with an iPad, a laptop, with their cell phones, any type of mobile device. And then the instructor can moderate that traffic so that nobody posts anything they shouldn't. But it's a tremendous teaching tool for faculty. And so the company has come out with an upgraded product that has much better performance and offers a host of new features, including one that we're going to be sandboxing in those new classrooms in Doyle, which is an active learning capability, which is kind of diagrammed in the picture there, which will allow students at different stations in the classroom to collaborate with the central media system or with each other. So it's just another very versatile tool for faculty. So we're in the process of upgrading all the hardware that's out there right now. And that's all I have for this month.
Who got the technology awards? The system got the technology award.
Oh, this particular product, this Solstice device, over the past 4 or 5 years has just run off with all of the technology awards in the AV industry as one of the most innovative and quality products out there. So we feel pretty good about the fact that we adopted it early on, and we feel very validated by the industry response to it.
And Greg, what does sandboxing mean? I think I know what you mean. You put it in so it can't move.
I'm sorry. It's just a term referring to trying it out and playing with it. So it's like playing in a sandbox.
Oh.
Sorry to, I sometimes throw out jargon without thinking.
No, that's okay. I'll always ask, trust me.
All right. Thank you, Greg. We'll now start with our capital projects updates, and we'll start out in Petaluma with Samita.
Good afternoon, everyone. Over at the Student Life Project, as you can see, we have all of our exterior signage up now, including this welcome sign. Our contractors are running through the punch list currently and completing all of the last items. Media Services from SRJC is working inside the building to get all of their items up and running. Next slide. Here's a better photograph of the exterior signage. As you can see, the SRJC Petaluma red signage is up. If you just drive down Sonoma Mountain, you can actually see both this welcome sign and the SRJC Petaluma sign really well now. Here's the inside of the building. Since we last spoke, the painting has been completed, and so we have all these nice gray walls with the pops of color and the wood wall in the back. Next slide. We are currently working on the furniture package. It's been completed for a while, and I've been working with the team on value engineering it, kind of bringing it down and scale a little bit. So I wanted to just run through a couple of images of what we're looking at. Matthew Long had a very specific idea of what he wanted in these spaces. So as you can see, this is the cafe area with our large open doors. We have quite a few banquette seating along the edges, all wood and black table seating. Next slide. It kind of matches, if you've been to the Brewster in Petaluma, that's sort of the image that he's going for the cafe area. This is the reception desk. It will also have the similar reclaimed wood that we have everywhere else. A custom desk with white, and then just to let you know, we're having to rework everything due to COVID for furniture too. So here you can see we're looking at these screens that we now have to place at all of the reception desk areas as well. Next slide. Here is the larger area for building 500. Again, what Matthew was going for was the bespoke model. If you haven't seen it, it's a co-working space in San Francisco. Really kind of comfortable seating and open area for students to come together and work. So you can get an idea here. We also have some of this turf in the center so that tables can be moved out and students can play hacky sack inside. So lots of fun ideas. Next slide. I threw this in. This is the Petaluma Science Edition just to show you that this project is ready for NOC approval, notice of completion. And this is the outdoor teaching area. And I don't think you can see from the little t-shirt, but little boy here is my little boy and he's wearing a periodic t-shirt and he just happened to be there. We were walking by, so I took this picture. Next slide. Over for this construction center, we're moving forward with the TLCD. Middle of this month, we will be at schematic design, end of schematic design. So I just wanted to show you where our floor plan is heading here. We have two very distinct large open spaces. The one to the left being the construction lab, and then to the right being a multidisciplinary lab with HVAC, solar, water. So a large central core for offices and toilet areas. We're still working on exactly where all the equipment is going to go, electrical service, storage needs, but this is just kind of the general layout that we're looking at currently. And we're moving forward with TLCD on schedule. Next slide. The other projects that we're doing in Petaluma right now are helping to move the fashion lab over to Capri Creek. Currently, that's slated as a temporary move for fashion, possibly permanent. We haven't decided. And that will happen, the move will happen early March, late February. And that's, I believe, my last slide.
Thank you, Samita. And then we'll continue to the Santa Rosa campus with starting out with Scott.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Central Plant project is moving along fairly well in spite of all the rain. You can see the ditches are kind of muddy and wet, but they've managed to squeeze in work in between downpours. And there's photos there on the left are the temporary piping, which has been completed for heating and cooling, and the demolition of the old foundation for the cogen plant that was there. The roofing projects are moving along. If you've been by the campus lately, you'd see the Pioneer roof is about 3/4 of the way along. They've been slowed up a little bit from the rain, but we expect to be done next week, perhaps if the forecast holds. Pedroncelli is just in punch list right now. We should be getting an NOC for that at the March board meeting. Emeritus Circle also slowed from rain, but we were able to get the subgrade completed and protected. So once it does dry out, they should be able to get back on it and move along. The sidewalk, curb and gutter, edge photo, if you recall from last month, there was still sidewalk there. That's gone now. We had to get the encroachment permit from the city, which was worked out, and reorganized the path of travel on the sidewalk. And then just yesterday, actually, we put out the notice for the public review period for the NOC, on the CEQA mitigated negative declaration. And assuming we don't have any negative comments or anything substantial that we can't overcome, we will be bringing this item to the March board for approval to move forward with the Elliott Lane traffic closure.
Scott, when you put that out to the public, how does that go out to the public?
It was put out in a number of ways. There was a mailer, a direct mailer that was sent to 500 residents. That went out yesterday. There was also, the notice was put on the website, Measure H website, and it was also put into the Press Democrat.
Is your instinct telling you anything? Do you expect anyone to?
I don't really anticipate anything other than what we've heard already. There has been one, I don't know if I'd call it a complaint, but it was raising the same concerns they had before about the inconvenience to the residents and having to go around instead of going out Elliott to Mendocino. And they all wanted, their preference was to see more stop signs added rather than rerouting traffic.
The other thing that's important to remember is that this would be a pilot program. So when we do the closure, the agreement with the city is that we close it for a period of one academic year. And then depending on how that goes, then the decision will be made on whether we make it a permanent closure or we decide not to close it. So I think that's important information to remember, just in case you as board members do get contacted with opinions about the closure.
Thank you.
Moving out to Schoen Farm. I'm not sure, again, if you recall from last month, the roof has started on the barn and the sides, the painting has started as well. It used to be just bare galvanized metal and now they've put the red paint on it. They'll be completing the front and the back and then the roof panels will go on. In addition, there's ongoing work inside the barn to prepare for an ag classroom. The produce processing facility, grading and underground utilities, moving well when we have dry spells, but not an unanticipated delay. And then we've also completed the shop drawing process for the metal building that will effectively be the structure. And that means that it's released for fabrication. And so in about 6 weeks, it should arrive and they'll start erecting the building, assuming that the slab is completed in the meantime.
Thank you, Scott. Heather.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We started mobilization and demolition at the fields. We've also saw cut and removed all the asphalt for the new field house. Starting utilities next week, so we're moving forward with the entire project, the fields and the field house right now. And then for Towser, we're moving forward. The schematic design budget for the project is on budget, the architect's estimate. So that's good, and we'll continue to track that. We're meeting later this week to continue the design with the athletic department and also facilities and IT. So everything's on schedule currently.
Thank you, Heather. Amy.
Good afternoon, everyone. The campus-wide security project is going well. We conducted final site walks on all 3 campuses last week, and the drawings are being completed, and the next step is they will be sent to police department and IT for verification and comments and coordination if they want to see anything changed or added. The contract is signed by the contractor and is in SRJC's hands. We're on track for submittal to DSA for Windsor and Petaluma at the end of February, followed by Santa Rosa in March. And prior to the DSA submittal and approval, we will be doing whatever we can to get started, material orderings. We're starting submittals now, lining out where the trenching will start and those kinds of things. And I'm looking to finish at, complete the project March 2022. Doyle Library, the project is been completed. We are getting the documentation in for the notice of, actually it's been signed. And the only thing that's left is the second half of the furniture delivery. Actually, that date, February 11th, has been changed. It's going to be at the very beginning of March. Baker Hall, as Seraphin mentioned previously, we had great response on the bids, and Holly and Associates is the apparent low bidder, and it's scheduled to go before the board next week with an approval. I would say with the documentation, the contracts and the bonds, I'm hoping to start beginning, probably beginning of March. And Pioneer Hall, the ICC tenant improvement, the contractor hit it hard. It's if you ever went by to look at it, it's you can start to see what it's going to look like. But right now we're in this stage of stripping all the wallpaper has been stripped, and we're starting the other soft demo and wall prep.
Does the hazardous abatement mean it had asbestos?
That's correct. And that work has been done. And we did an air clearance. We performed, we have a certificate for air clearance.
Thank you, Amy. And Angela.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our Lindley Center is moving along. We have ground improvements progress right now. We finished on December all the demolition abatement activities successfully with all clearances, and now we are facing some obviously unexpected items underground that we are also mitigating, or not mitigating, but resolving with very good ways and easy ways. We are treating existing trees, protecting them, grading paths. All these ground improvements are moving without much problems during the last couple of weeks. Even though the rainings and all these kind of events, the weather events, our critical part is still intact. So I'm very, very proud of the team, proud of the prompt actions from the construction team side, and advices from campus that allow us to keep going without impacts. Another good item that I'm very happy and proud of the team is the organization, the in-house, the cleaning way we are making the construction happen, to demolition, abatement, and now, even though we are working underground, the housekeeping is amazing. So that is bringing a lot of safety, a lot of good conditions for the project, making us really moving in good way. So that's all the reports. Right now we are finishing yesterday and today, test arrays for the soils, and moving along with all these coordination with other projects that underground are challenging, but we are moving on with them too. So thanks to the other team members, project managers, we are also moving along. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. So that completes the reporting on our projects. For next week, we have 11 items from capital projects that will be that we're asking for approval on. The first one for the Santa Rosa, the fiber ring project. Again, that project is pretty much complete, but we did have one change order. So this is the one and only change order on the project. Where approximately 6% of the total contract in change orders. And like I said, this is the first and only change order for this project. At the produce processing facility in Shone Farm, we have one change order. That's also a very low percentage. For the Shone Farm Ag Portables, we have an amendment to the design services for QKA Architects. And that was to accommodate some relocation of electrical services that were coming into the building. And these things were determined after we had coordinated all of the projects on site. We have a change order at the Student Life Project in Petaluma. This will bring us to approximately 6.5% in total change orders for the project. The next is a notice of completion for the Science Edition project at Petaluma for Jeff Lucchetti Construction. And then for the Construction Trades Building project, we do have an amendment for the design to TLCD. A little bit of background on that amendment. Originally, we had intended to deliver the project as a design build type of project. So under the design build, the structural design would actually be done by the design build team that we would procure later. In trying to reconcile the procurement process of the federal government as well as the permitting process with our state DSA, we needed to change the delivery to a standard regular design bid build. So now this means that we do the structural design during the first phase of the project under the TLCD contract. So we're just simply adding this $25,000 design service to the contract, and then we will complete the design, submit to DSA, put it out to bid, and then build. So as far as the structure, nothing really much changes. It's just that the service goes from, instead of the design builder to just the designer. On the CAT project, we have one change order, not to be confused with the last amendment that we made to the right contract. So that this change order has to do with new scope to the project. The existing pool at Quinn Center is in dire need of repair. There's some safety issues that we need to address. And so we're asking Wright Contracting to address those immediate fixes so we can get that pool up and running again. This is a pool that is scheduled to remain in operation after the new pool is built. So it's part of the educational program for the future of the department.
Oh, you knew exactly what I was going to ask.
I'm trying to stay ahead of you.
I know you are. Good.
Is the contract for the bid for the Baker Hall Lab at $1.6 million for Holly and Associates. We also have a change order for Emeritus Circle parking improvement project, also a very low percentage on that project. The next item is, I mentioned earlier, is a contract for consulting services for the ERP. And then finally, the last item is just the list of qualified moving services that we're asking for you to approve. There's no specific contract that will be issued with this approval. Once you approve them, we will solicit proposals for individual projects throughout the life of the bond program. And then those particular contracts, we will bring back to you for approval. And that concludes all of the items that will go before you next week for approval. Any questions? If there are no questions, I do want to a little bit of time to thank all of the project managers and the IT and media services and purchasing department. We have been very, very busy during this last pandemic months. We continue to be challenged with different events, the weather recently, but our program really hasn't skipped a beat. Everybody, all the departments, all the individuals have done a great job, and I just want to thank them all and acknowledge their great work.
Very good.
That concludes my report.
Okay. Any questions for anybody?
Sounds good, you guys.
Yeah.
Nice reports.
Nice
Thank you.
report. Thank
Good
you, Sarah,
reports.
and your team. Good day, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.
You got it.
Take care.